Well, that darn video got very long, I've noticed. So I couldn't upload what I wanted to upload. But anyway, when you watch the video, you already know that. Seal is in. I had to make a driver for it. What in the blazes? But anyway, I had to make a little driver. Another good thing that I got a light over here, and I can make that real quick. This stupid damn thing. Buy this crap. Made in China, and it doesn't friggin' work. That swivel is supposed to be a better one, and it still doesn't work. I mean, it somewhat works, I guess, but not the way it's intended to work. Let me try to keep the video down a little bit. Let's sneak this thing back in here if I can. I hate it because, well, obviously, one of the things about it is it took us so long yesterday, messed the seal, that put me behind. Well, here we're going to have to be careful, make sure we're not messing up stuff. You know, we wouldn't be doing it on purpose, but that kind of stuff can happen. You got to be careful when you're working with one of these things because it's so strong, you never know when you're about to really mess something up. And you don't want to damage any of that. We don't want to, definitely don't want to drag across anything or anything like that. So, got to be careful. Reseat this one. God bless it, freaking thing. This is about useless strap. Something is different than what it was. Where have I gotten all these dadgum spider webs all of a sudden? What in the thunder? I mean, I have a million of them damn things. That spider was busy. Oh, busy spider. Grab a rag here, get a little bit of this wiped off before it ends up on my head again, like it was yesterday. I forgot which way that goes. I think this way. Oh, that's pretty straightforward there. Yeah. This is the part where I'm gonna have to be careful. Don't rock it too much. That whole friggin' thing come off of there, that'd be bad. I'll find it. That's what I was trying to accomplish. Pause you up. Oh, me. The lady put her put a new battery in the key fob. Now key fob don't do nothing. Won't start the car either. Oh lordy. And it still dripped on me. There we go. Where's my remote? In case you wonder what I'm looking at, I'm just making sure that the hook up top, where it's going up through the wires and everything, make sure nothing is going to get bound. That'd be a bad day real fast. As far as the transmission is concerned, it is where it needs to be right now. I'm not trying to force anything, by the way. That should go without saying. That's not what I'm doing, you know. I'm simply trying to get it started so I can line it up. Well, that's just not cool at all. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, wrong bolt. Dude, that was the wrong bolt. I normally clear the area. Here we go. So, that's basically what I was trying to accomplish right there. So now I got some bolts started. Now I need to get to the backside. Start me a bolt over there. I'm going to pause you up. This is just a matter now of going together with it, making sure your torque converter is in the hole, which I think it's already, actually, since the transmission is already touching right there, the boss of the torque converter is actually already in the transmission, I can tell. I guess I'll go ahead and pull up a little bit. We don't want to force anything. I'm not torquing. There's no torque there's nothing being stressed here, guys. There's not enough oomph on this gun right now to hurt anything anywhere. Just to tell you that. And when we go on the inside here, that torque converter actually spins. I got to say that. I got to repeat it because people always want to, oh, you're waiting in there. That bolt up here, let me show you that. This one is important. That's an important one. You can see this real good. That bolt right there, just below that housing, water housing, coolant housing, that is the one that has the ground on it. That is this bolt. That's going to have to go back to its original place. The other ones, yeah, you don't need to mix them up, but they're not as important as this little guy right here. And really, in all honesty, this is the perfect time to put both of these bolts in. As long as you're not stressing the motor mount, this is perfectly fine. But you do have to be careful with it. Not to stress that thing too much. That's a bad day. So, anyway, I'm gonna pause you up. God love her. The PCB board was missing. in the remote fob. So he took it apart, put battery in it, and somehow missed the PCB board. So I just put that back together. She had to walk up here. Thank God, not that far away. I put it back together, gave her a ride back. So that's oh, funny. But anyway, the things we got to do. As you can see, I got all that put halfway back up. We're going together pretty slowly with it, you know, make sure we're not pinching nothing and all that good stuff. But then I'm going to stick the cradle bolts back in it. We'll go ahead and let the transmission rest. It ain't going to go nowhere. Once we get the bolt and the mounts over here on the side, then we got to do the rear mount. There's a mount obviously up front and one in the back. And once we get those in, we're golden. Let me pause you back up for that event, because you can't see a whole heck of a lot anyway. I guess I could make one point real fast that is kind of important. When you put the bolts back in, like any of it, all the brackets, everything that you took off, you know, when you put that back in, it always, I don't know how to explain it real good, it always leaves some sort of a pattern behind. When you stick bolts back in, like I just did the two brackets that tie in with the frame over here in the back, these washers, they went dead straight back to the original location. You see the outlines where the washer was, and they went right back. So everything that you put on like that, kind of pay mind to that. See where these bolts actually end up bolting up to. And like I said, this one here couldn't have been any more perfect. Everything here, like the outlines from the rubber seals, they're right back where they were. You know, they do have a little bit of give. That frame will have a little bit of give in it. You kind of want to make sure that you put it as close as you can, because that could potentially have an effect on your alignment. But I guarantee you, the way this went up, you know, it's straight and everything, there is no problem with alignment. I promise you, I would bet any amount of money on it. You know, there's going to be no alignment problem. There cannot be. It's impossible. Now let me pause you back up. Unfortunately, the seal situation yesterday that put me behind, and now I've got my I got actually another Equinox out there for a set of rear brakes, and yep, here we are. Okay, let me pause you up. Alrighty, definitely a Equinox day today. I just had to do a set of rear brakes on another Equinox. Zeus, out from under the lift. Come on, out. Get out from the lift. Get your damn monkey and go in there. Crazy dog. Alright, brake time. I just did my torquing of the flywheel. I'll remember to put the data in there. I will do that. I've got to still go around and put most of these bolts in. Hadn't done that yet. I'll get that done. Buckle all these little odd end things here. Buckle that back up. These bolts were surprisingly loose, really. And one of them got to come back out. That is the back side over here. So the one bolt I've already got in it, I've got to take it back out. Actually, it's not fully in there yet anyway. Let me give you a rundown where I'm at. there's your bolts. You use a 21 mil on the front here. Note your 2 starter bolt holes right there. Got a bolt here, bolt there. You got these 2 bolts right here. You got, there's that bracket I just had in my hand. So that's a bolt up here, and that bolt right there. And then there's a bracket that sits here. I haven't put that on yet. Make sure your cable is loose. Make sure everything is clipped in, so nothing is out of the ordinary. I've done buckled all this back up, got the bolts in the frame, obviously. So this is the bracket for your drive shaft, which we can do from all of it, can be done from here. You put the bolts, very easily get the bolts in and out. My mistake taking it out, trying to loosen this bracket up, which I've told you that already. So you got top 2 bolts. Of course, you've seen this one, you did not see that one. There's another one up here, so we got to put them back in, and that is the extent of that. Okay, so I'll pause you back up. Well, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I kind of dropped the ball yesterday a little bit. I had to do some other stuff and ended up, well, I started back up on this. I forgot to bring you all along, but I will get the vehicle up here in a minute and we'll go through it. I'm not going to waste the video time. Got too much video time in it right now. Let me shut this meter off. I got some issues with my battery maintainer here. The switch is bad. Luckily, that's all it was. So my switch went bad on that. So anyway, what I've done here, the only thing, if you remember, the only thing we had a bracket. Let me get you down here. Just a second. Just a second. We had a bracket right there that we took loose. Had to tighten it back up. Our ground wire got to be clipped back onto this hose, and it had to run to the nut back here. That's the one that I was talking about. It has to get put back on that, whatever size that was. That is clearly the problem when you're walking away from stuff. You kind of tend to forget what you were doing or what not have you. I believe that looked like a 15. So we'll try the 15 first, and hopefully that is it. That was a winner. I'll get this tightened back up. Now we're going to put our cable on, shift cable on. I've already clipped it on. Truth to be known, I kind of messed up, and I put the shift cable on one time already and forgot that I didn't have the ground on, so it's in the way of the ground, so you got to do your ground first. Always go slow with the bolt. That way, if a mistake got made on the length, we can catch that here. And that is a mistake on my part. It's either that or, I don't know why I'm yelling. It's either that or there's fluid in there, which is not. One of them seemed to tighten up, but in any event, that ain't correct. It was probably the other one here. Yeah, they're about the same length. And that is not saying that something did not get reversed. I think I'm going to just leave that one in there. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's fine. As long as the bolts are all in it, we're good to go. And some people wind themselves up a little bit too much on that kind of stuff. Bolts are bolts. I mean, yeah, they're going to have enough thread and all that good stuff, but these clearly do, so. Well, that Dewey bolted back on. Generally, I have bolts missing. That's what's been happening. I mean, weird as it is, a lot of times people have bolts left over. I always tend to have bolts missing for some reason. Yeah. That's weird. That's a weird looking plug right there. And we're gonna have to go outside. And if I know anything, that's supposed to have a cap on it that got knocked off of there. That ain't right. So we're gonna have to take that off the other transmission. That's supposed to be a bigger outside with a breather built into it. They lost that part on this one, so we'll have to grab that off the other one. I'll pause you up just a second. So yeah, I don't know how they managed to break it, but that's exactly what it is. They broke it somehow or another. I was about to say that's a breather cap is what it is, and there's a little filter in there so oil doesn't just spew out of it. Alright, now that we got that, of course we leave that off, and we'll go ahead underneath. I want to show you all that was done. That way you can see what was done. Pause you up for just a second. So starting with this, of course, we torqued the nut back up. We put our brakes back on. These bolts here, there was a 13 millimeter headed bolt right there that was taken off, and then your two bolts for the knuckle. All of this has been put back on. I did pull the the wheel speed sensor, ABS sensor. Well, it is an ABS sensor, but anyway, wheel speed sensor, I pulled it out of here, I bolted it back on. These bolts right here, those ones right there, they click into place. Like I said, they will realign this vehicle perfect, so there is no alignment needed. That is an 11 millimeter headed bolt right there for your steering box. Okay, that obviously has to go back on. That right there is our level adjustment. That's also an 11 millimeter head. And obviously you know where the drain is at. So that was that. So it goes without saying, steering, stabilizer link, and all that good stuff. Our bracket is back on. The bolts are in. That's not a bolt right there. The one on tops is the one we want. This got put back in. This is going to be a good overview for you to see what you need to see. We've got our starter back in. Obviously, I did torque the torque converter. I torqued that back up. We'll put our secondary air pump back on. We've got the other engine mount, and of course we did the same thing here. You can see this vehicle has been sitting and not been driven for some time. I assume they probably try to save up some money to get this done. So the next thing is the most aggravating thing for me, which is the little clips right there on the transmission cooler. Did get flushed out. We've seen that the other day. But in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty basically what it takes to do this job. It's not overly difficult, with the exception of that friggin' cradle having to come down. So that's kind of where that's at. Let me pause you up. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put it to you like this. I don't owe you anything, okay? I'm making these videos because I want to help people get stuff like this done, and I don't feel like I owe anybody anything. The reason the video is kind of a little bit short because I'm extremely busy. I know that sounds like a bad excuse, but it really isn't. I've started doing other things. Amongst the things that I started to do is I've been doing a lot of bench programming. I've had tuning software for quite some time. You know, I've been doing that for a while, like locking out phase. I mean, for those of you that watch my videos, you know that we locked out some cam phaser vehicles and all that good stuff. Well, use software for that, obviously, tuning software. So I started doing a lot of bench programming. I've done quite a few modules here lately, and all this combined, I mean, I just don't, there's not enough hours in the day. Okay, so that's why my videos are kind of short and everything. Just like yesterday, you know, that it got crazy again. So I drug off of this one, did other stuff. You know, then I had to make a key and all that good stuff. It just it is what it is. You know, that's what happens when you're by yourself. Yeah, my least favorite thing to do is put these two transmission lines back in. I don't leave the camera on for that because we might be saying things that are not allowed on YouTube. I gotta give this one some credit. They actually went in pretty easy compared to what they normally do. So it wasn't all that bad. Oh, right, there it is. Found it. This is about stupid again. GM stuff here. You think it's built in a little bit of metal? 10 mil force. And then we've got the AC line that flips on. Put it back on. The thing is pretty good lights. Nothing goes on here later on. Nope, that can go back to the side. Grab that quick and put it in. This sounds not crazy, no electricity. Remember that, this has a top strap, and that's after the battery goes back in the case. I think there is supposed to be a tray. The tray is not in the video. I can't tell you that much. But I'm fairly certain there is supposed to be a tray. Or if you remember, this right here. Bolt this down right here. Have enough left. Alright, so we'll leave that thing as is now. Alright, we'll leave that for a second. I needed to bring you along for that one. Look at that fluid right there. If you can see it, it's crap. I mean, this is black as the fluid out of the auto transmission. That thing's probably going to be crap right from the start. I hope for their sake this thing will work. This thing, if it does work, I will recommend, however, that they do the transmission service again right away. I definitely want to do this twice. Get that crap out of there. And this is just black fluid. That's nothing that would have gotten into it. Everything was closed off, so that has nothing to do with it. This drains out. Nothing ever going to get into your converter part because it'll got to go through the galleries on the inside. So that wouldn't have been an option anyway. But we'll go ahead and close that part off. Depending on how much I got left over, I did go ahead and buy 2 gallon. So this is going to be an up and down. I'm not going to film that, guys. It's going to be an up and down, and since it's a film, I got to get my funnel over there and start filling it up. Oh wow, we're fixing to, by the sounds of it, we're fixing to change a BMW 325i engine. I got to see, of course, got to see about availability. That would have been my VIN number just then. See what's available, what we can get, how much it's going to be, what kind of warranty we can squeeze, all that good stuff. So anyway, guys, this is nearing the end here. I put the fluid in. Obviously, you see me put the filler cap in. I decided to go a little bit different on it. I just went ahead and put all the fluid in it and let that go through. This one here is not a sponsor, O'Reilly Fluid. It's not as expensive, so I'm just going to run. I ran 2 jugs. I put 8 quarts in it, so I know that's overfull. It ain't going to hurt anything. If anything, it cleans it a little bit. I know it's going to aerate inside a little, but we don't care because it's not like we're going to drive the bed. I'm going to pause you up. I'm going to dilly-dally a little bit more. I want to make a quick parts run. Today is Sunday, in case anybody wonders. I'm going to make a quick parts run because I'm not satisfied with the battery voltage yet. I'm trying to bring it back. Don't know if we can or not, but we'll give it a shot. So anyway, then pause you up and make a little parts run. It'll run like, but the jump back a little light. We can get to that one. And we'll be able to get to this one. Should be pretty good solid connection to that. Alright. Boost turn on. Hopefully, we can start this thing. Nice and quiet. Yes. That's really what I wanted to do, to see if there's any action. Oh yeah. That would be low, well, whatever that range is called. It's the manual shift mode. And we'll leave it in drive, neutral, reverse, and back to park. So we do have action in the transmission. I'm glad so far, but there's no guarantee. I mean, it is what it is. Oh, that's still holding. That's a good thing. See if that